Chat Nuff wise.
Yo, we run chat, chat the run we now. You don't know.
Yes, greetings, blessings, people. We're here once again on Chat Nuff. This is episode 4, and this one is all about the music industry. And I have 3 very special gentlemen joining me. And you know what? I'm not going to introduce you. You guys have to do it individually. So you go first.
Okay, greetings people, this is DJ Mikey D from COV, as they say. My music knowledge and experience goes back to the 80s. I used to promote some events in Coventry. I joined Jatobby's studio in the late 80s, them days just as a box boy with the sound. After that, I joined Abashanti Sound and was with them from the beginning until the mid-90s. And then I became a DJ in my own right in the mid-90s, and I've been doing that ever since, and also a radio presenter.
Okay, next one.
Why, what am I guessing about myself? A lot of people don't know. I'm Richard, aka DJ Unique. Music knowledge. First sound system I started as with Super D from Jamaica. How about you? Jamaica Gates. Left from Super D, went to Star Wars, left from Star Wars, went to Travelers, and then I'm here. Have my own thing, you know. Also play one of my good friends as a brother to me, sound also, Gully Rock sound, you know, so, you know, that's my knowledge so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Culture Beats, or Nita J from Bedford. A sound system owner and builder. I've been playing sound system from 1979, which is 46 years this year.
Woo!
Been a long time. You know, sound system is what I do. I don't DJ. I don't play on anybody's sound. I just like to play my sound system, authentic way. You know, so that's my history as of for now.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to ask this question. This might be a simple question, but why music? Why did you all choose music?
Well, for me,
Yeah.
I grew up in a household where music was there. I mean, I'm sure the rest of the Monday will remember growing up, we had a house with 2 rooms, the living room and the front room.
Okay.
And in the front room of most West Indian parents, they had a thing called a gram.
Okay.
Some it was a blue spot or whatever, and you weren't really allowed to play that unless your daddy or your mommy was out.
Okay.
Yeah, but my father loved his music, and music was always playing in our house, and my mother as well. So that's where my first love of music came from.
Okay. How about yourself?
Well, with me, I grew up in a household of musicians. Mom was a singer.
Yeah.
My dad was a country and western band owner also. And I got my cousin, Tony God from Haswell, he's a singer also. So a lot of family members I have are singers, but some of them didn't reach a level. So I grew up in it. I used to be in like pantomime plays, choirs, stuff like that as a singer.
Yeah.
I went from singing to instrumental, and you don't know what happened. One day they hear a sound a beat or whatever, say, yeah man, that song good, so
Yeah.
I said to us, yeah.
Okay. I want to hear your singing voice.
All right, no, I mean,
Okay.
sound better.
I want to hear that too.
Yeah, sound better than, no, it can't. I get like all hours on it.
Okay. Okay. How about yourself, King?
Well, it's similar story to this young man here, should I say?
You're not so young, you know.
Yeah, but for me, what happened was I was at school. So you're looking at 1977, and I got shown a picture, and his picture was of somebody with a soldier knife, yeah, in a studio. I didn't know who it was, but when the person told me who had the picture, the person was Osborne Ruddocks, which was King Tubby's, yeah, the original King Tubby's. So to be honest, that picture there changed my life, because I said to myself, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
And I kept to that to this day. So Osborne Ruddocks, when you say music, it was him, that kind of, music was in my house. I love music, and we all love music. But that picture, when I saw that picture at school, that changed my life. And I've been on that path ever since. So that's my journey, or part of my journey.
Okay. And do you guys remember your first record or your first tune that you ever played or picked up or listened to?
If I tell you
Yeah.
the first record I ever buy,
Yeah.
you will laugh.
Okay, go for it.
No, you will laugh. No, you will seriously laugh.
Gosh, what is it?
But you know, I know business.
Mm.
So the first record I ever bought was in 1975,
Okay.
and it was. We are laugh after. It was. I bought it from Woolworths.
Okay.
Yeah, Woolworths. I think it was like 50 pence or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Okay.
Right? And
Look at Mommy's
well,
face.
yeah.
People can't see, but
Right? Now, let me tell you something. I was 11 years old.
okay.
All right? I was still a little bit yeah. And I remember being on top of the pops every week.
Okay.
And it was a big song, and mommy, you know, because there's no downloads or CDs or any MP3s. You had to buy a record them days. So it was number one. I see it on top of the pops all the time. So I want Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. And that was the first record. Mommy gave me some money, and that was the first record. Yeah. Sometimes I talk to some of my friends and them tell me, oh, me buy this 19 something dub. No, I'm telling you the truth. My Queen was my first song. Bohemian Rhapsody, Galileo, all them songs. Okay. That was my first record to buy.
Okay. So what do you guys think of that first?
That's not a bad choice, actually.
Hey.
True. You know what I mean? We all grew up on that. People might say certain things about it, but at that time, it was that kind of music for that time there, you know?
I hear that.
So,
with me, when I started playing sound, I was nuts from Super D. He was the main selector in Richie. And the first rhythm he taught me to play off was Kat-a-lyst.
Okay.
And I mastered that. And then he said, you know what you need to do now? You need to start buying your records.
Okay.
So the first record I went and bought was Kat-a-lyst.
Okay.
So I learned off that and then carry on gravitating from that.
Okay. But it's okay.
I can't remember, to be honest, the first record I bought.
Okay.
But the first record that was given to me was by my father. He went to Jamaica and he brought back some 7-inches. And out of them 7-inch records, the tune that caught me was Book of Rules by the Headtones.
Okay, yeah.
The original 7-inch 45 my dad brought back from Jamaica. And that is it's the first time I saw 7-inch as well, to be honest. And I would say, I didn't buy the tune, but my father gave me that tune. But the first tune I bought, I wouldn't be able to remember that, to be honest.
Pa 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 pa.
Big tune.
Pa 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 pa.
Big tune.
Big song that man.
Yeah.
Big song.
I feel like you want to sing. You want to
No, see the singer, yeah. See the singer, yeah.
So I've got to ask, because we mentioned records there. Are you happy that we've gone to a digital age, or do you still play on vinyl? Like, how do you guys work it and play it? Who's going first?
I'll make the long time sound man first.
All right, for me, right, I play CDs at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I play MP3s. I still play my vinyl. So it depends upon the session where I'm playing. All right. So if I have a session, most sessions it's CDs.
Okay.
I'm still feeling the CD. It feels like a record to me. But a lot of tunes now ain't on vinyl. So you have to go towards the MP3s, and I put it onto the CDs.
Yeah.
You can't beat the vinyl the way the vinyl sounds, right? It's got a different sound to, no matter what anybody says. When you play the vinyl on a full packed sound system, I'm not talking about your stereo at home. I'm talking about the sound system. You can tell the difference, right? But I won't disrespect the MP3s or the CDs, because we have to move on in technology. Because you imagine trying to walk around with 200-300 records now at our age, it can't work.
Okay.
So I know the dub sounds still walk around with their records, which is brilliant. But I play CDs. I like my CDs. If I do a wedding or something like that, I play MP3s. If I play out at dance, I do the CDs.
And why is that? Why do you swap and change?
The reason being, if I'm playing at a wedding, I've got a big variety of tunes.
Okay.
right, on the MP, on my laptop or my hard drive. You know, thousands of tunes, as you know,
Yeah.
on a hard drive. And if I do like a authentic dance, I bring out the vinyl.
Okay.
So it all depends upon the sessions that we play at, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Richie?
Yeah, I'm a laptop person.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a laptop person. You know, I used to play vinyls and CDs. And to be honest, they lift up the CDs and back in my days. It was only power for that. And I can't do it again.
Yeah.
But laptop is more easier for me as a youngster in the music industry. It's more easier for me to carry on because of sometimes you play notes.
Yeah.
I might get
you young?
a young man. Sometimes you get all 2-3 bookings for the night. It's easier to go quickly because you know lifting up CDs or vinyls. It's not so easy to lift it because you have to get someone to lift it with you. You know, you can't just get them just walk by yourself sometimes. Yeah, it's hard work. But you know, them say music is what hard work and pain, don't it? But it heals the soul. Yeah.
How about you, Mikey?
I just feel that technology has to progress and take us forward. Like Carlton said, we all started with vinyl. That was what it was back in the day, and we moved on to CDs. You know, talking about CD, I remember back in the day, everybody was still playing vinyl. I had to play CD. I had to bring, you know, the CD decks and the techniques one. We used to have to bring two of them to the dance so I could play CDs because nobody was playing CDs. We were still up here vinyl. And then obviously we moved from CD onto laptop, and which is much easier now. You know what I mean? But like Carlton just said, the authenticity from a vinyl and you put that needle, it's
crackle.
And when the tune come in, you can't beat that. And that's why there's so many vinyl dances taking place up and down the country now. You know what I mean? You know,
You know that, Mikey and Uncle Lev. Yeah. You know, you know, we there as I talk, yeah. I would not ask her a question. I know, say a DJKat from Sisters in Dubs. So, DJKat.
Yeah.
What do you think about the media changing everything, technology changing?
Well, I still play with CDs, and I play with vinyl.
Yeah.
If I have to, then USB, I guess. But I love vinyl and CDs.
Okay.
Just because I like to feel the music that's being played. I like to feel the music, whereas I feel like USB disconnects us from what we're actually playing. That's just my preference.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But you have to move with technology as well, which is what I've done. If I didn't move with the technology, I wouldn't be able to do certain things. So it's here, we use it, we just use it wisely to your comfort zone, you know.
But you know something, you're moving with technology, what are you doing? But not gonna lie, you know. Hey, people, let me tell you, first time I meet him, R.I.P. to Marlon, you know. It's one of my best friends' uncle, this is, yeah. First time I meet him, and I see him box and everything, the sound system. This was at Marlon's funeral. Yeah. His wake. Yeah. I said, boy, the box look nice, you know. And Tyrone, that's Marlon's brother, his nephew, start showing me around, start introducing me to him and everything, and show me the boxes. Every one of the boxes have a signature on the box of the family member. Right? And during COVID now, whereas me see the box every day, nothing at all, it's normal, everything. During COVID, he's done up the technology so much. You want to see the light them from the box and now. One of the prettiest natural sound I ever see. Same boxes, everything, just natural looking, but just have a lights on it where the lights say, yo, come and have a look at me. Look at me. They're one of the best I've seen so far. Yeah,
I hear that. That's one thing I wanted to talk about was the designs of boxes and how you kind of decide what your design would be. How did you go about that?
That's a hard question, you know.
Yeah.
All my boxes I built myself, and when you're building a box, it's built for a certain specification so you can get a certain sound.
Yeah.
But what I found many years ago is a lot of the boxes were big. So when I built my speaker boxes, I built them number one so I can lift them.
Okay.
Number two so they can fit into a particular type of vehicle so I can get everything in. and obviously for the sound that I wanted to get. And you know, my boxes are like 30, 38, 39 years old.
Okay.
And it's the same boxes I'm using. And as my man just said here, I've modified them in a way that they look modern, but they're old boxes. Yeah. You see, and when we play out, like we played out a couple of weeks ago, the first thing people do, as soon as they're coming to the hall, they go by the boxes and take pictures. So what's happened now, people can see the, because what happens when people go to a dance, they don't see the boxes. The normal punters don't see the boxes, they're not interested in that. You just hear the music.
Yeah.
But now what we have done is, people see the boxes, they go up by the boxes and take pictures. They come up to us and ask us questions now because the boxes have come out of the dark. As soon as you switch the lights off, you can't see the speaker boxes, you can hear them. And now people can actually see them. So, you know, in COVID, that's what I did. Because obviously the whole world was locked down through COVID. So that gave me the opportunity to work on the sound system, which is what I did.
Okay.
So instead of going to work, I woke up at the same time. You know, because I wasn't on that third eye thing, I was recording as and when I was needed, because I'm an electrician by choice. So I used that time wisely to jazz up the boxes, so to speak. Okay. So boxes, it depends on what sound you want to get. I mean, we're getting there with the sound that we want to actually hear. Clean, heavyweight. No, it will never finish. Yeah. Because every time I play out, or we play out, you say, all right, let's adjust this, or let's go and do this, or and that's what keeps us, as well as the music keeps us going, it's the sound that keeps us going. Because it's not about loudness, it's about clarity and quality. So you should be able to stand up in front of our box and your ears ain't ringing. And when you go home, your ears ain't ringing. And that is very hard to achieve when you're pumping out music. As we all realise that.
Big up to the got some culture was beating enough there when it comes to fighting. The is good.
You see, it's a passion for me, it's a love for me, it's my calling, that's what I do. Everybody's got a calling in life, and I believe that's my calling. Ideas come to me, I don't know where they come from. I could be eating my dinner and say, I'm going to try that. So I'm always trying something. With my work skills as an electrician, I use that within the sound system culture as well, you know what I mean? And I learned from the elders. And the last thing I want to say, I learned my trade from Birmingham.
Okay.
For me, Birmingham had some of the best sound systems in England. Some of the best engineers came from England. And one of the sounds that taught me was a sound called Orthodox, which is Hooligan. I used to move around with them as a 14-year-old. And they were the ones who kind of showed me certain things as a young person growing up, which I took the knowledge from them. So respect to Hooligan. Trust me, he's the best sounds for me, Jungle Man, Quaker City, Mafia Town, Studio City. It's always Birmingham, that's where I was gravitated to. Sorry for going a bit way off.
Enough chat this one.
To me, Birmingham is the heart of sound system. That's my opinion. You know, the best sounds, because I live in Bedford, right near to London. One of the best sounds to come out of London, for me, again, was Kat-a-lyst, JTS. From the time I was a kid growing up and listening to that man, 52 years, 53 years, and he's still sounding the way he sounds.
We got kids.
That's a credit. That's hard work. That's credit. He knows what he's doing. You know, so
He was one of the pioneers building the valve amp.
Proper.
No, people used to come to him for the valve amp.
I don't think he's been given the credit in the sound system world that he should be given. And me as a person that's been in sound system for the amount of years that I've been in it, he is one of my inspirations. King Tubby's and another sound called Quaker City. Clean, warm, quiet Quaker. They're the sounds that, all the other sounds were okay, but they're the sounds that I gravitated to. King Tubby's started me off. And then when I listened to them, man, the Jungle Man, another sound. That's a good sound. So that's me when it comes to sound system. When I talk about sound system, I can be I take this whole meeting at first. You can go. Because that's what I love. Sound system. So even if someone said to me, I'll give you £1,000 to do a PA. No, you come to my area and you say, Culture Roots do a PA. They say, nah, man, the man ain't doing it. I've got to walk in my sound. Because that's how it was back in the day.
Of course.
You couldn't play out. If you didn't have a sound,
You can't play.
you couldn't play. So the standard then was you had to be good. You had to be able to hold your ground when it comes to sound. So things changed. Things have moved on. So, you know.
So Mikey, you said you started off as a box boy.
Yeah.
Explain to listeners what that is and how you kind of developed from that to who you are.
Okay, so my family, they live in East London. And my cousin Marcus, he used to move with a guy called Joe. Joe is now known as Abashanti. And they were all part of the East End, part of Toby's. So when I used to come to London, I used to roll with them and roll with JTS. I met Keith, he was a white man with long hippie hair.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And you would never think he was into sound system. But when that man built a sound and built amps, it was a whole different thing. You know, like how what Wadigan is in the as a white man playing reggae music. That's what Keith was like for JTS. You know, I've never met anybody like him at that time. You know what I mean? So I used to roll, and also Jatobis used to have a lot of good DJs on their sound. You know, Frighty,
Dirty Harry.
Dirty Ireland Monday, you get me, yeah? And they were a good sound. So after not leaving the sound, because to me, my heart is always there. But Joe decided to branch out, and we used to use Jatobi's sound as for Abashanti in the early days, you know. And we started off as just like 4 of us, and we did Leicester Carnival one year back in 1990. And it just took off, it just exploded in Leicester. And then from there, 35 years later, Abashanti is one of the biggest root sound in the world now. They're traveling all over the world. Do you know what I mean? So, so it inspired me, but also my cousin's living in London and I living in Coventry. It wasn't easy like to always be at every dance and everything. So I started putting on my own events here in Coventry. And then I think I've told you this before in an interview, me and music once, But I arranged a dance. The DJs never turn up. And I had no people coming. So I had to get in my car, drive home, pick up all my old records, all my CD them, just put them in the car and come back. And I had to play as the DJ for the night. And then at the end of the night, everybody would say, yeah, we enjoyed the night, the music was nice, but you should play more. And I was like, okay. So I start buying more music, and then that's how my inspiration came to become a DJ, you know what I mean? You know, some people have been into sound system for years, like our time, but my sound system was short-lived. It was a few years, and I did a lot in them years, and I learned a lot. But I was never technical when it comes to sound. You know, I wasn't the man that could fix box and fix speaker and red but as a selector, I could have probably, you know what I mean? So that's how I started.
Okay. And for the listeners out there that don't know, what's the difference between a selector and a sound system?
Okay, all right. So back in the day in sound system, I'll answer your question. A box boy, for those who don't know, is one of the men that will come and lift up the boxes. Now, as Carlton will tell you, like the speakers, the bass bins, you know, is a thing where before they had wheels on them, you need a couple man to lift them boxes, and they were heavy.
So you're short like me.
Me short, yeah.
You can still do it?
Yeah, I can do it. Well, I don't know about if we can still do it now. Yeah, but you know, when you're a soundman lifting up boxes, the amount of time the box drop on your hand, and
I just read out the metal.
Yes, mash up the fingers and everything, man. But that's what we had to do, and we'd pile up the boxes, and then because there was only one van, and there was the driver, and maybe 2 people could sit at the front. The rest of it, we pile up in the back of the van with the speakers, and the thing is, you'd have to try and find a good catch. Yeah? That's it. They're allowed to do it. We had to use that sponge that we used to put on the boxes. We'd get some of the sponge and we'd climb up and we'd make cushion out of the sponge and we've got the catch, and we're just lying when the truck's out.
as well.
Yeah. But you know, that's how sound system life was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so in a sound system you had the operator, the man who would operate the sound. Yeah, you'd have the selector, who would
the engineer separate.
and the engineer separate, and then you'd have the DJ, the man who would hold the mic and talk the talk. So they were the four main
operator. Operator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the main people in the sound. You know what I mean? Whereas nowadays, a DJ different. A DJ does everything. He just, whether it's a PA or as a sound, he just kind of holds the mic. He plays the music, he selects, and that's how a lot of selectors from sound system left that and went solo kind of thing. You know?
Okay. And so, in your opinion, what was or is the meaning of a dance in those times to these times?
Can you elaborate a little bit more? When you said the meaning, what do you mean exactly?
So for me, somebody who's like, I love Shaka.
Yeah.
And when I spoke to Shaka one time, he said to me, a meaning of a dance is to educate our people. So that's what I mean. What is the meaning to yourselves on a dance? What is the purpose?
Okay. Well, I think back in the days, and you will know it, yeah? Back in the days, the music is completely different to how it is nowadays, yeah? I mean, the music was about love, it was about culture, it was about unity, it was about harmony, and that's what the message was.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With all the music that played on sound system. Nowadays, as I said, the music changed, and sometimes the meaning is not the same. And I'm not saying that they're all sound, because there are still a lot of sounds that still play the old way, but because of change and how the music has changed, and it's gone electronic from the 80s, sling tang rhythm and all them things coming, and then computerized, and you know, and the emergence of dancehall music kind of changed the roots and the cultural side of sound system. So you got a new audience that came to dances, and that audience wanted a different kind of music, and it's gradually changed to the 90s, the noughties, to up to the time.
Okay. And what about yourselves?
Now for me, right, when I used to go to dances as a young man growing up, you had one dance, it was a reggae dance.
Yeah.
You go to that dance, you hear everything. You know, we didn't distinguish, you know, rubber dub from roots, but you hear everything in the one dance. And all of a sudden, I don't know when it happened, maybe you might be able to tell me, there was a separation. Maybe when the bashment coming or whatever, then you had the roots dance.
Yeah.
So now you have the dubs, the roots sound doing their own thing, you've got the reggae sound doing their own thing, and in the middle you have the bashment.
Yeah.
So there's a separation now, where certain people don't go to dub dances. Dub people don't come to the reggae dances. So for me, there's a lot of separation in the dance now. Whereas when I was growing up, a dance key, you just go to the dance. You all went to that one, it was one unity. Everybody go to the dance. You want to dance with some rubber dub?
Yeah.
You dance with a woman, you're nice. Then the Soundsystem Culture come in and the steppers come in. But now, for me, it's separated. You got dub dance here, you have a rubber dub dance here, you have your bashment here. And it's all, it's changed big time for me, big time.
It's a bit like back in the day, you had BBC One and High TV. Yes, that's it. Just two channels, two choices you have. Then all of a sudden, cable TV come in, and you just get beer choices.
That's right.
And then,
happened.
you know,
I just want to say something. You said about Jatobis, right? And the first time I heard Jatobis, I was 13. And what used to happen, my dad used to send me to Birmingham for my summer holidays. Right? I don't know why. I used to he used to send me to Birmingham. And my cousin was a Rasta, named Rasta Leo Green, right? He took me to a dance. And I went into the dance, and it was the time of the SOS law.
Oh, yeah.
So in the dance, no disrespect is going to anybody, there weren't no white people was in the dance. It was them days there, right? And I look across the hall, and I see one white man. I thought, what's the caretaker doing here? What is he doing here? And I didn't understand that. My cousin left me to go and do what he's doing. And I'm looking at it, so what's he doing? And he was standing amongst all these black guys, dreads and stuff. What's he doing? That don't make no sense. What's the caretaker doing in the dark? When I saw the man pick up the needle and put it down, because he was playing a song called Mafia Tone, right? And Mafia Tone was drawing down. But I don't know nothing about sound. All I know, I'm getting vibrated and stuff, right? And when this white man, sorry to say white man, but yeah, it was the white man, I didn't know who he was. He took the needle and he put it down and he operated this thing. I don't know what it was. It was a prayer. But I didn't know.
Yeah.
And he drew down. I was mesmerized. Anyway, when I went back to school, I said to my friends, you know what? I see a white man controlling the sound system. You lie. I said, nah, man. I saw a white man controlling a sound system. Nobody believed me because it wasn't the in thing at that time.
Of course.
And then we found out it was JTS, Jatubbies. And you see something, when I left school and I passed my test, I had a 1.3 Cortina L. Not even gear, L. I used to drive from Bedford and he used to play in a place called Spectrum in Leicester. And everywhere Tubby's played, I was there, learning the trade through him. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that because you mentioned obviously Tubby's and stuff, and you move around with him. So,
but you know, he did look like a caretaker. He did.
Honestly,
you know when you university challenge, you know them long hair, be looking at.
I didn't want to say one thing, right? I actually thought two things. And I don't know if this, you might have to put disclaimer on this.
Stop, man. Enough chat.
When I saw him in there, I didn't want to say this, but I will say it because I heard you say disclaimer a little while ago, right? The first thing I said to myself was, what's that gypsy doing in here? I swear. Then I said, it's got to be the caretaker. You know what I mean? So those are my memories of sound system. Those what draw me into sound system. It's very important because if we didn't have sound system, we wouldn't be here now.
Of course.
Yeah? Of course. You know, Osborne Rollocks and those, Headley Jones, who was the first man to build sound system. If it wasn't for them, man, there, where would we be in England? Where would the world be without sound system? But to me now, sound system has been pushed into a corner. We have to, I'm trying to myself bring that back. Abashanti and them, man. Channel 1, you know, they're trying to bring the sound system culture back. On the dub side of it. The reggae side of it, most of the people on the reggae side of it who've got sound system, they don't want that now. They don't want to be walking around with boxes and stuff. So the easy thing is, let me walk with a laptop, make the same. I won't say what the sound was, speak to one of the big sounds. Boy, culture, I mean, I walk with a sound system no more. I can make the same money walking with my laptop. To me, that's not the way. I could have done that. But, you know, the heart of the battle, sweet of the victory, brother.
That's it. What about you, Richie? You're sitting there in the middle, quiet.
Sorry, Richie.
No. I know. I'm always like you when you speak, because it brings knowledge to me too at the same time, you know. Yeah.
Respect. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways, yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, sound system, from what me know about sound system, nowadays sound system, and the youth them nowadays who are playing sound and some of the man them, and we can call them, but we're not gonna display the name of them. Some of the sound man them at Birmingham. Well, Birmingham and, well, let's say the whole entire UK. And lazy, you know. Lazy, because that's why me as a DJ, I have my own sound. Me I carry my box them. Yeah? Me I carry my box as a young DJ. But me growing up around sound system, and Mikey said box boy. But my time you turn box boy, you know. Yeah? Because two of the money never turn up, we lift up the box there, so me have to go to help lift up box. So I mean know that pain there, a finger pain there, right? So yeah, man, I know that finger pain there. But being around the sound system, I grew up from Super D, Star Wars, Travelers, and Stone Love. I grew up around Reaper and Rory. Grew up watching them, man, playing music, watching Reaper, chat the mic, and I said one day more, being voice, You know, more roary voice and then stuff there. I'll try to practice to change up my voice and stuff like that. But you know, like my voice when I talk about you get me. But learning the knowledge of music, seeing the crowd, reading the crowd, know what to play, know the knowledge of the music of playing. That's what we learned from back in the days, being around sound system. And to be honest, not for the DJs nowadays, I select a DJ, whatever they want to call themselves. Yeah, they don't know how to do that.
Read the crowd.
Yeah, I think it's a craft. It's a craft. It's like you got an electrician, you got a woodwork man, you got a mechanic man. It's a craft. It's a craft. Yeah, it's a craft. You have to learn it to know it. To me.
One thing I just want to about this song, just one other quick thing, yeah.
Okay.
And like this brother I talk about how you have to be, you know how your songs sound. A lot of times when we used to dance back in the days, plenty of sound conk out on you in the middle of the dance. Yeah, that's because the electrician, the engineer, whoever, fix the sound good. You know what I mean? And sometimes you be in the dance, the sound broke down, and people just tell them a chat and only the good sounds would still be played, and there was a handful of good sounds.
It's part of the competition sometimes. Part of the thing.
Yeah.
But you know, in Jamaica back in the days, remember the sound system, we just climb up on the light post, and hook up wire,
Yes.
Man, I go one electrician man climb up, the very best one climb up to the top with the wire, wrap around him and get power. That he used to do. Nowadays they just plug it into the wall and good to go. Yeah.
Jamaica people adaptable. Find a way.
So, since there is 3 men here with me, music seems, even to this day, a little bit different now, to be very male dominated. Why do you think that is? Especially in sound and music and so on.
It's up to you, Mikey.
Okay.
They both look at you, Mikey.
I think going back in the day, there wasn't really any female sound systems.
Okay.
There wasn't many female artists that were, up and coming or back in Lovers Rock in the middle to late 70s. But in the early 70s, I wouldn't say there was many. And it's a thing where as time has gone by, more women want to be part of sound system, as you know already, and Sisters of Dub. And I welcome it. I welcome woman inside sound system, but I don't think it was a thing where women were left out purposely. I just think it just what it was back in the day. You know what I mean?
Male dominated.
It was a male dominated thing, sound system.
Well, I think the women them know that. I think they know that. They knew that. They just came out to support the sound system. It wasn't really a thing that women do. But now there are women sound systems, and for me, hearing the women selectors, no disrespect to the men, they sometimes, a lot of the times, play better than the men. Because unfortunately, with men, we are very competitive with each other, and sometimes our ego gets the better of us. Where the ladies that I see, the women that I see play, they play to please the crowd. You understand? I went to a session the other day in Bedford, which Joe Warrior put on. And Joe Warrior from Bedford, and it was the ladies then playing. I was well impressed because they just play the music. There's no backing up and rare this and shouting and screaming. They just play the music. So I think the women definitely have a place within the sound system culture. However, is when it comes to lifting the sound systems and stuff, because I know a few women that have built sound systems, but they haven't got the ones to help them to lift the sound system. Because it's okay lifting it in, but when it comes to 4 o'clock in the morning,
Lifting it out.
and it's the next hour to pull it down, and it's 5 o'clock again, it's a different kettle of fish. You know what I mean? So it's labour intensive. You know what I mean? So
they have a good backup
I think there should be more women sound system because they play good music and they play the music.
Say that again, just to make me feel good. Go say it again.
They play the music. I was out on Saturday at a function, and you hear 30 seconds of a track. You know what I mean? 40 seconds of a track. So I went to a dance 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And when I walked in as a sound man, which means I'm going to check out the sound. There's 2 sounds in there, so check out the sounds.
Yeah.
Check to see how they sound. All right. Then I take off my soundman hat and I put on my punter hat now. So I'm not a soundman no more.
Yeah.
And when I did that, the way they were playing the tunes, I'm getting into the tune, nice mixture. And I didn't enjoy it. The sounds were good, but how they were playing the music, didn't appreciate it. You know what I mean? So,
I'm gonna put my hand up here, yeah, and I'm gonna say, guilty as charged. Right? But no, I'm gonna talk it straight, yeah.
Because I want to know the explanation.
Okay, so I think what it is, back in the day, when we used to play a record and thing, it was a thing. You play a record from start to finish. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? As time has evolved, and certain events where I'm playing, if I'm playing somewhere, I know it's a big people dance, and you know, say the people don't want to hear the song from start to finish, I would try and do that. Sometimes I might be somewhere where it might be a younger people thing, and I know some of the youngers, they don't want to hear the whole of the song, they want to hear song after song, and that's why we kind of juggle it quick sometimes to get now. Sometimes like I did a dance at the club recently, some London and Coventry link-up song, and the promoter gave us 20 minutes to play each, and then come back again for another 20 minutes. And you know already, you can do it 20 minutes. So sometimes we cut the tune and play and to try and build a little excitement, a little
but you
vibe.
cut the best bit, man. You cut the best bit.
No, sometimes, but sometimes it's just called juggling. And Richie, coming from Jamaica, he will know how juggling.
So if I say something, I do a lot of weekenders, right? And there have a lot of people going to them. And what happens is, because we supply the sound system, we don't play. We might play at the beginning, then the rest of the DJs come. So in the daytime, what happens is, we get the pressure from the punters that are there, especially the ladies. They come up to us and go, "No, why don't you play the music longer?" So, we're not playing. We're just supplying the sound system. Don't kill us. You know what I mean? So, but for me to go and pass that on to the DJs, they're going to say, "Well, what do you think? Well, you can't tell me that." So it's difficult for me. So what we say to them is, look, you need to come up to the DJ them and say, "Look, play the music longer." So I know what it's like, and I know about the juggling and so forth, but I think majority of the people then, they want to hear the song, they want to sing to the song. But when it's it used to be half mast, but now it's quarter mast. Where they cut
not even that sometimes.
But it's not comfortable, and we get the complaints all the time. People want to hear the tunes. Back in the day, it was a fashion, it was a style. People like that. But now, people in their 50s plus, they want to.
And that's right.
And as you said, it's different sessions. The youngsters, I was out on Saturday, the youngsters like that. They want to hear that. They don't mind that. But me standing up there, I'm thinking, I like this tune, and I'm going, the next minute,
you gone. You know, I want to go back to the question like Kat asked about female DJ, female sound system. So my knowledge, what I know, there's COVID itself. COVID has let a lot of females out because they didn't have nothing to do, so they turned to music. And I know a few female DJs where COVID itself, they've learned, they sat down and watched other DJs on live and stuff like that, and they sat home and practice. And to be honest, they're getting bookings now where people are saying that you're very good. And then just like yourself, where you play music, and sometimes you go into some music where I'm watching your crowd, if I go and support you, I'm watching the crowd and they're looking at myself, where did she find that music from? It's just at the right time, right, everything. But a lot of females need to be out, and you got the knowledge of music and want to do music, come out and play. Buy yourself a controller, buy yourself a laptop, come out and play. And you know, make a mention somebody named Charlene, the technology, she's retired from DJing, but she can play music and she needs to come back out. She needs to come back out. You know? That's my point of view. And with the fast mixing with the young DJ them, man, sometimes they have some place quick fast, but for the elders them, take it nice and slow.
Time and place.
Time and place,
So this one is an important question for me. Yeah, and it's about the influence, in particular, of Rastafari in the music. And I wanted to know, since I've got some Rasta heads here, how did it impact you and with the music, being a Rasta into the music?
Can I answer that one there first?
Can you?
Okay, so forget the Bohemian Rhapsody thing, yeah, because I was 11 and we never have much sense, and it was top of the pops, yeah.
Okay.
But that was 75 when that song came out.
Mikey, I wasn't born.
You wasn't born, all right. But the following year, 1976, to any of the big people in here, you remember that was a year England was hot that summer.
Yeah,
we had a drought in England, and it was hot. And I remember leaving Coventry, going to spend 6 weeks in London with the same cousin and that boy, yeah? And we used to go to the record shop every day, and songs like Police and Thieves and Tenement Yard and Prophecy and all them songs came out, yeah. But I remember my mother bought an album into the house, all right, and I'd heard of Bob Marley, but we never really knew about Marley, yeah. And in '76 he had an album called Rastaman Vibration, and this album was the first album. So the album like this, and you open up the album and it had all the words to every single song on this album, and I learned all the words by heart, and I was 12, and it was the words of a Rastaman singing, and tracks like Crazy Ballad. I didn't understand that song until I started to listen to it. War Until the Philosophy, which holds one race superior. I get to understand what this Rastaman was singing about. You get me? And to me, I mean, I was a big Afrohead boy then days, you get me? But it made me interested to know about Rasta, how Rasta live, how Rasta beliefs and stuff, the principle. Yeah. So I think as far as reggae music is concerned, coming out of Jamaica, the Rasta has made the biggest influence in reggae music. Don't forget, ska, rocksteady, all them music there is part of Jamaican history, yeah? But when reggae music come out in the late 60s, right, and then into the 70s, and the Rastaman music, which elevated music in Jamaica. So the Rastaman is very influential, positive, and that's where I took my, as far as Rasta is concerned with reggae music.
Okay, how about yourself, Kim?
For me, remember I said I used to go to Birmingham for the 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And my cousin was a Rasta, Rasta Leo Green. And when I used to stay by my uncle's, my mum's brother's house, my uncle, he was up in the attic. That's where I used to sleep. And I used to go up there and sleep. And then my cousin Rasta Leo Green, he would come in late in the morning, Bonner Split, right? In the room, up in the Bonner Split. And he always used to play an album, Fred Locks, Black Star Liner. Always used to play that. And as a young person growing up, I saw him. He was positive. He didn't rap with nothing. He's in Africa right now. He bought land in Africa now. He lives in Africa. So he was always preaching to me about Rastafari and being conscious and so forth. But coming from a Christian family, it was hard because when I go back home and I tried to go in a certain way, mother and father's not having it. And he stopped me from eating meat. I stopped eating meat because of my cousin said, "Nah, you mustn't eat the meat, man. You mustn't." But it's through him that made me be the way I am now. And that album there, Black Star Liner, always used to play the tracks on that album that Fred Locks had. And that for me, because at that time I thought reggae music was Rasta, was people with long hair, Rastas. So that's what got me into the faith of Rastafari and so forth. And I mean, his influence and the music and the conscious music. Going to dances in Bedford where it was conscious music. There was nothing called slackness. Nothing. And in saying that, when I was working in London, doing my apprenticeship in London for electrics, I I remember driving to Hammersmith one time and going along this road, and it's the first time I saw ragamuffin. I thought, what the hell is that? Ragamuffin reggae, something like that.
Yeah.
What? And I was shocked.
Mhm.
I was shocked.
Yes,
What is ragamuffin? Those were the days of no internet. We never had no internet, so you could go on no mobile phones. We had mobile phones, but didn't have the capacity like we've got now.
Yeah.
Ragamuffin, what the hell is that? Then the ragga came out and all them kind of tunes came out, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
I hear that. How about yourself, Richie? I don't know if you are a Rasta, I'm just assuming, but what's your influence from it been? If any.
There's a lot of influence for me because you know Christian family.
Yeah.
And everything. Going church and stuff like that. And my granduncle was a Rasta, cousins was a Rasta. Learning different style of their culture, what they believe in, culture I was supposed to be growing up into. It's kind of hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me.
Okay.
I eat meat. I love my meat, you know. But guess what? I used to be a vegetarian when I was younger.
Okay.
Yeah, so being a vegetarian and starting to eat meat is like, you know, I'm trying to go for it. So, you know, I don't fight against a Rasta. If you're a Rasta, you're a Rasta. If you're a Bobo, you're a Rasta. But yeah, it's one more fashion dread. If you're a fashion dread, you keep yourself one side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
Yeah.
You understand? That's my influence. What I've learned.
I hear that. And you know, there's been quite a few different things, especially in the, I won't say media, but social media, about how Rasta has changed in the sense of how they portray is not necessarily always righteous. And I wanted to know your guys' opinions on that and thoughts. What do you think?
Well, I think Rasta is more, to me, is a way of life and how you live your life.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I remember growing up, but learning about Rasta, and some elders would say, no, Rasta not to do this, Rasta not to do that. You know, there are certain things that I was always told. But then, you know, so take the meat eating, yeah? Right? Some Rasta would tell you don't eat no meat. But, you know, it was always told to me that don't eat no pork. It was never ever said that you can't eat meat. But Rasta choose not to eat meat, which is fine, yeah? But then some Rasta will say, well, you're not to eat nothing with fish. So no fish can eat, yeah? But then me no whole Rasta will eat fish.
Yeah.
So
Me.
yeah, exactly. So you have to kind of define on what you take in as a Rasta. But I would say it's not even so much about what you eat. You know, it's just the way me and how you live your life, how you live your life, and have the to be humble and to be conscious of what you believe in. That is Rasta to me. You know what I mean? Not whether you're sleep with a woman when she on a monthly or any something stupid like, you know what I mean? I would woman of a different race or, you know, like Bob Marley used to say, you don't see color. You don't see color. You know what I mean? Rasta don't see color. You know what I mean? But some Rasta used to say to me, you can't deal with white woman or you can't deal with brown woman, you have to deal with those black woman. And some would tell you that even now. But I don't look at it like that. You know what I mean? I have different views on certain things. As long as me humble and live my life properly, then you know. Rasta.
You look like you're ready to tell me something.
No. The thing is, when growing up and seeing Rastafari, because for me, I spent a lot of time in Birmingham. Yeah. Birmingham was militant. You couldn't come to Birmingham and ramp in Birmingham. It's one place in the country. London was, no disrespect to the Londoners, this is another disclaimer. London was too much fashion dread and so forth. But when you came to the Midlands, you couldn't ramp here. You couldn't ramp in Birmingham.
You're right. Militant is the right word.
Conscious militants. And that's where I picked up my consciousness. Always learning, always taking it in, always believing in doing the right thing. That's what it's about. But over a period of time, you see people just grow locks. It becomes a, because if you look at like, this is my opinion, yeah?
Yeah, cool.
If you look at certain other religions, like the Asian religion, you know, they cover up their hair, you don't see their hair, they take this thing seriously.
Yeah.
If something happens in their community, they're going to deal with it. And I think with Rastafari, it's a lot of fashion in it. You see some people and they're just wearing the dress for the sake of wearing the dress. You can't tell people what to do.
Yeah.
And I think because there's no discipline. You understand?
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, I've reasoned with somebody and I realise they're not a Rasta man when I'm telling them certain things and they're not having it. And I'm thinking, whoops, I better hold back here. So now I'm more conscious of that. But it's about the individual, you know, what's in your heart. You've got to be conscious. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to be righteous with yourself. Because if you're going to say you are something and you're not, the only person that you're lying to is yourself. And you will get judged for that, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not a judge of nobody. I let you go out and do what you want to do. But if I'm going to do something wrong to somebody, and I know it's wrong, I'm going to hustle that person and do something wrong. For me, I feel guilty. When I sit back in my yard and I think, boy, I just hustled Mikey, you know.
Yeah.
Gee.
And that's on the Rasta way, so.
And some people feel good about that. Yeah, man, they hustle Mikey. They get a £50 out of him when the thing costs £5. And they feel good within themselves. Or they do certain things that they're not meant to do. That's not me. Because I learn in a different way. As I said, my cousin, Rasta agreed, you left me on a path. You take that path, this is my path. I'm going Africa now. Bought his land, living out there with his queen and his child.
Yeah.
So he done that, and I went on my path. This was, you know, what I'm going to do. I'm born to play sound system, but I want people to see sound system because it's been taken away from us now. It's gone in a different direction. Crash, wallop, and bang. It's not about that. It's about a message. And if I can say this right, Saturday I went out. There was a function in Bedford, and I went to the dinner and dance, but I went a bit later. I walked into the venues, Club 60s. You've been in Club 60s before?
Yeah.
I walked in there. I didn't even get up to the bar area, and this man held my hand and go, I want to talk to you outside. But jeez, what go on? And I ain't seen him for a long time, you know. Take me outside. So we went outside. He goes, you know what, culture? I will tell you something to save my life. What do you mean? Listen, when you had your dinner and dance the other day, you said something before you start playing tune. Honestly, I couldn't remember. He said you said about prostate. Because every man forget your prostate check and get yourself fixed up because I went through certain things and I don't want you man to go through it. But I thought you said it at my anniversary dance, but it wasn't. It was December the 31st, 2024. I played in Cambridge, Belfry Hotel. I can't remember saying it, but I did say it because that's what I said before. He said the January he got checked, he had prostate cancer. Yeah? And he had an operation in May. They took away his prostate. And you don't know who the person is, but he said, I'm wearing a nappy now. Because every time I cough, I piss myself until I get my muscles back there. But for him to tell me that, this was in one of my dances, a function that I was playing at. You know how I felt? And this is all coming through the sound system. The consciousness of the sound system. Not crash, wallop and bang, I've got the best sound. Educating people. So it's not the first time somebody's come and told me that. But he said to me, as I put my hand on my grandchildren's shoulder, you saved my life. Remember, I'm coming into the dance minding my own business, you know. Come to enjoy myself tonight. So now I'm like, my eyes are welling up. He's done well up already in front of me. A big older man to me. But he said, you saved my life.
You hear them words.
You hear the words. Go and check your prostate, brother. That's what I said to all the men inside there. And that's coming through the microphone, into the system, out the speakers, to the people then. So that's what sound system is about for me. Not just about the fame and the glory. I've gone past that long time when I was a youth. I'm 62 now, I don't have to do what I'm doing. I've got 6 grandchildren, I want to spend my time with them. So the sound system to me, as you know, is important. That's why I've done the work on it to bring the sound system out to the people, take it out of the dark.
Yeah.
So now, if you go on the internet, you will see the sound system, but you won't see no pictures of us. You see the sound system, the boxes, not us posing like this when I show up and I go, that. So people know us for the sound system, which is important. Sound system born in Jamaica, and a lot of people don't know that. They think sound system coming to England or America or Europe. Jamaica, right? How big is Jamaica? 50 miles wide by 117 miles long. Yeah.
144.
Small little place, 144 miles. That doesn't take you to the end of England. That small island is so powerful with their music. The Technics turntable. Why do you think they made it like that? Does anybody know? You know why the Technics turntable, the 1210s, why they made it the way they made it, so they can't take reggae music. They didn't make it for pop music. It's made so it doesn't vibrate. All these things people don't know. The crossovers they're using on sound system, invented by who? Osborne Rodders. And the Chinese come and say, I don't like that, you know. How you do that? How you separate that?
You're not saying the right way.
Huh?
You're not saying the right
Go
way.
on, then.